The human spirit includes our intellect, emotions, fears, passions, and creativity.
That's a big one.
Wow.
I've actually never heard of it in that terms.
Thank you, Wikipedia. It's really good. I mean, podcast over, listen. Martial Art Mindset Session 005, take 1. It's all just one take anyways. All right, cat, be quiet. Smokey.
Hey, don't talk to my cats like
Smokey. Hey.
Hey,
He's
bud.
just ignoring everything I'm saying.
Hey, but no, he's right under you.
Oh, hey. Hey, sure.
Yeah, pick him up. So, who Calvin is holding is my cat, Smokey. I'm sure you can see why I named him Smokey, because he's gray. Say what's up, dude. Like, can we see?
He's
There we
the
go.
one that wants all the attention.
Yeah, he does want all the attention.
He's not the alpha, though.
No, he thinks he is, but he's definitely not.
He's definitely the beta.
Right?
Somebody else wants some camera time.
Oh, he's just like, what are they doing? Yeah, you can pick him up.
I usually don't like picking up cats, but his cats are cool.
My cats are
They're
really
cool.
cool.
Hey now. Ow, with your claws.
Hey, look, just chill out. All you gotta do is be chill. This is Felix. I named him Felix because he's black like Felix the cat, so it only makes sense. You ever said, oh, you gotta face the camera.
He's like, put me down.
Oh, Smokey just wants to be held. You see him? Okay, bud, you're gonna have to get off. All right, Joe. All right,
Hopefully I don't have cat hair all
Thank
over
you.
Thank you, Felix, for coming in. Cats are cool. This is Martial Art Mindset. My name is Calvin.
And my name is Kevin.
And we are the Blasian Twins.
As you can see today, if you're looking on YouTube, so for you listeners that are only hearing the audio, we also have visual aspects to this podcast. So just make sure you check out the YouTube link. It should be in the description.
Yes. Or you can just search the Blasian Twins. That's how you can see all the previous episodes.
If you like our shirt, just let us know.
Boom. We can hook y'all up if y'all like this. We made this logo. We were fasting. We were doing a fast from sugar, like added sugar and
When
stuff.
was that, 2015? 14?
No, it was like 15, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Around that time. But while we were doing the fast, it was just really tough because your body's releasing all these toxins because we're doing the no added sugar fast.
Yeah.
And raw vegetables, raw fruits,
Yeah, whole
raw
food.
diet.
Whole food.
Whole food.
Yeah, I remember for like 2 weeks straight just having brain fog. Just like crazy brain fog. As a creative, having brain fog, that's not fun. It's just like,
And I was bloated for like 5 days. They're like, this does not look right.
and during those times where we were like not feeling good, even though we know like if we stay on this, we'll feel good.
Yep.
That's when we made the logo.
We were making the logo during that brain fog bloated time.
It took us 2 days, in fact.
2 days. Yeah, we should flip
2 days straight. Remember, like we worked on it.
Worked on it. Stopped. Worked on it some more until we came up with this. Just the one and done type deal. But if y'all like it, go ahead and let us know.
Mm-hmm.
And let them know about why we started this podcast.
So we started this podcast because we've been doing martial arts for 23 years, and what we want to do is share our passion with the world.
So let's get started with Know Your Spirit. Why are we talking about Know Your Spirit?
Because if you've been listening to the podcast, what our mantra here is mind, body, spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So we've already talked about our mind being reminded, being renewed in our mind. So we talked about the mind. If you missed that one, make sure you watch it. We've also talked about the body, specifically everybody. Anybody who has a body, you can use it.
Which is everybody.
Everybody.
Even if you're paraplegic, don't have muscles, and your brain still works, That's part of your body.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
I'm just glad that we can share this, and it makes me feel fortunate to be able to have all of my limbs and be able to walk and be able to move, because there's people who are just fighting just to be able to walk, just be able to use the bathroom on their own.
Do you know how strong your spirit has to be to fight through something physical? Like, I couldn't imagine not being able to use any of this.
Yeah, like the homie Corey said before, he's a martial artist.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, you could take anything but my knees. I love my knees.
Man, and he's an incredible tricker. You know, Corey, your cat.
Hey, stop attack. Hey, stop. Stop. Feel it.
He's over
Thank
there
you.
messing with the curtain. It's so
Okay.
But Corey, if it's cool, we're just gonna throw your clips on here, man. You're dope. We met Corey when we first moved here to Atlanta in 2015. 2015, and man, he is doing some dope things for real. He said we met him before he was even really a stuntman like that. Like, he had just got started, I guess, and now he's in like so many things.
It's great to see a lot of our friends grow and expand.
Your cat is
Grow and expand in different ways. I'm going to talk to them children later. All right, let's move on. So we're talking about know your spirit. So we brought up the spirit about how hard it must be just to not be able to do certain things. So first off, before we move into speaking of how to use the spirit, what is a spirit to you?
Ooh, it's a real question.
What is a spirit?
What is a spirit to me? Okay. It's a couple point of views that I'm going to share from me personally. The spirit to me, the spirit that I ground myself in is the Holy Spirit, being Christian. So as far as spirit, that's what fills this vessel. That's what fills this body.
Yeah, and one thing, if you guys don't know about us, one thing, we grew up Seventh-day Adventist. So that's where we get a lot of our teachings, but also our mom grew up Catholic, and we would go to Catholic churches sometimes. So being Filipino, you get so we went to church Saturday, and then we went to church Sunday.
Yeah, and the spirit, I like I said, I have the Holy Spirit fill me up because part of our mantra, mind, body, spirit, in the spirit part, I use my spirit to spread love. And that's very important to me because that's what God is.
God is love.
And I want to spread more of God. I want to spread more of what we love, which is martial arts, which is why we started all of this. And so, spirit, what's spirit to you?
I think that's a good question that anybody can ask themselves. What is spirit to you? But if you're asking me, spirit is... Remember the analogy that we used in our last podcast about the car, the body being like the car, and you want to be aware of your body, the sounds that it's making. Are you putting the right kind of fuel in it? Are you keeping it good, keeping it working, keeping it healthy? Now, what we didn't talk about was what's the spirit to the car. So if you're driving your car,
Analogy-wise.
the driver is a spirit. The driver takes the car to where it needs to go. So the car is the vessel, the car is the vehicle,
The body.
and the spirit is the driver. Where are you going to take it? Are you going to go forward, left, right, and reverse?
So
take it all
looking
these
from
different
the
ways.
Christian perspective, if we're going to talk about what spirit you're going to let take over your vessel, is it going to be God or is it going to be the devil? Very straightforward, simple. And if you just look at other religions, it's pretty much the same way. Like what?
An easier way to put it, light and dark.
I asked Google real quick before we go a little bit deeper. I just wanted to see what Google had to say about it.
What do you got to say, Google?
Of course, Wikipedia comes up. Then you have these videos. But the human spirit includes our intellect, emotions, fears, passions, and creativity.
That's a big one.
Wow.
I've actually never heard of it in that terms.
Thank you, Wikipedia. It's really good. I mean, podcast's over. Listen.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, what is the fuel to the car, the vessel
Mm-hmm.
that the driver puts in? The car can't put the fuel in itself. The driver still has to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I thought of, which Wikipedia said, is emotions. Emotions can fuel your car, and you can fill your car up with all different kinds of emotions, which will change your destination, which will change, where you go to. That's what it changes.
Yes, and where you go to, because the spirit is highly affected, highly affects the mind. The spirit highly affects the mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so, with the emotions, with that fuel, with these feelings, with the intellect,
Mm-hmm. The knowledge.
with the fear
Mm-hmm.
of from what Google was saying, that's what the spirit is.
So those are like some straightforward, hardcore, abstract.
Hardcore abstract, but let's talk about emotions in the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about something good before we go into the other emotions. What is a instance? You said you had something to share about Master Cho.
Oh, Master Cho. So Master Cho, he's this Korean man I work with. He's super dope. He is nothing but full of joy and love. And he's been doing martial arts for a long time. He has multiple black belts. He teaches Taekwondo, teaches Jiu-Jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty cool.
He's pretty awesome. Yeah.
No, you met Master Cho. So one thing Master Cho is all about, he is all about Jesus. He
From
can
day
say it
one, like
from day
straight
one.
up,
Like, you know, when you talk to him, you're gonna learn you about some Jesus.
a Korean guy
It's
teaching
amazing.
you about and he's great, and his energy is just like big.
Uh-huh. And one thing I love about that is he uses that energy. We would do summer camps together, and we'd always have to come up with games for the kids to do. One of the games he came up with, which I thought was really cool, was this hugging game. I never saw it. Now, of course, you can't do that now.
Yeah,
So this is
coronavirus
old
is
footage.
like-
I actually got some footage of it. So those of you listeners that are listening, if you want to see the footage, make sure you check out the YouTube page.
Mm-hmm.
But here's some footage pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID. Because kids can't hug their. Let's not get in trouble
for now. But what I want to show is this is the game. He just calls out a number. The kids are running in a circle. He calls out a number 4, and the kids have to hug in a group of 4.
Mm.
And what amazing!
How many kids is it?
We had like 20 plus kids.
Wow.
Usually, yeah. So you'll see
So
them
he had
running
to-
around.
He had to do math to get them.
No, and whoever was out, whoever wasn't in the group of 4, that's how they're out.
They were
and
out.
could sit on the wall.
I didn't
Yeah.
listen to all the rules.
Oh, I didn't say that part of the rules.
See, look. Game brain. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what I loved about the game is you think that when he calls the number, the kids are going to go crazy and collide and do all these things. But what they actually do, they're running in a circle. And then they slow down when they hear the number, and they take the time to spread the love and just get close. Make a nice. Nobody gets hurt because you're spreading the love. You're spreading the hugs.
Okay, ready, go, run, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Okay, ready, go. Hurry, go. 4. Come over here. 4. Hurry. 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready, go. Go, go.
Here's one thing I love about what he says to the kids. He talks about the spirit to the kids. So here's the clip right here.
It's okay. It's important to fix your heart. Stand up. Okay, everybody, let's get a new heart. Come on, better heart. Come on, everybody stand up. Hurry.
Everybody,
Go ahead, hurry.
everybody, stand up.
Everybody get your old heart out here. Hurry. Stand up. Get your old heart. Hurry. Take it. Throw it out the window. Go. Bam. Then get one new one from heaven, and then put it.
As you can see in that clip, you see why I brought up Master Cho for the spirit, because he's just full of so much joy, so much love, and so much
Huge.
of the spirit.
Yes, and just that's the type of energy, even if you're not a martial artist, that you should have in your life anyways. You should have joy and happiness and these higher vibration emotions fill your spirit. You know, you don't have to be Christian to be happy. You don't have to be Buddhist or atheist or whatever else to be happy. Because honestly, if you choose to be happy, and you choose to be happy, and you choose to be happy, and if everybody chose to be happy, the world would be such a better place.
Mm-hmm. We wouldn't. I thought it's funny you say that, because I thought about this idea recently about why do we even have martial arts? Like, would we really need to learn all these fighting techniques if everybody just showed and spread love? Like, what we need to do this?
No.
I mean, I'm glad that we're able to learn and be able to teach it, because it's necessary for us to be able to overcome. But what if it never started out that way? So I'm interested to see what you're about to bring up.
It was Proverbs 11:12. Excuse me. Proverbs 12:20. Yeah. Looking at the numbers in the storm. Proverbs 12:20. Deceit is in the heart of those who devise evil, but those who plan peace have joy. Those who plan peace. You know what the spirit of peace feels like?
Notice she said spirit of peace.
Spirit. You know what the spirit of peace, it's just like,
and having that spirit during all these other times, tumultuous times, all these depression, all these different times, that's hard to keep that spirit in there. And now you said, like, you want to try to reach the higher vibrations. It's only natural for us, like the waves crashing the ocean, it's only natural for us to dip down, dip back up. Now, what we want to learn is not to let the wave overtake us, but how can we ride it and be where we want to be at? That's where I can say martial arts has helped me be more in tune and more able to control my emotions.
And to be able to still be peaceful and have moments of peace in moments that just feel completely disrupted.
So, yeah, like right now,
like the cat. Which I'm still at peace, but
so you say that. What is a moment that you're thinking about where your peace was disturbed and you still tried to have peace? Because it's not like,
I mean, training all the time. If you, but just kind of everyday life with these devices here. So we kind of built this, our body, now that we have an addiction, we talk about games and playing games. The phone is kind of gamified now. And I'm saying that because ding, you get a notification, and like Pavlov's dogs, you're looking at it. And
it's like a slot machine.
Right. And
you don't know what's going to come up, but you want whatever's on the other side.
So step one, if you're trying to get deeper into that spirit of peace, what you should do is silence that cell phone, because the dings, all the other sounds it makes, the screen, everything else takes your mind off of where you need to be spiritually. And I think during these times, it's very important that we should all fill ourselves up with the spirit of peace to be able to spread to other people, because it's hard out there. Like, people are losing their lives. People are losing their jobs. People are losing their homes. And it's hard to have peace. It's hard to have peace when it seems like everything is falling apart.
And that's where the spirit, that's where if you know your spirit, know where you are. And the gauge is what we talked about. The gauge is emotions of knowing where your spirit is. If you feel deep down depressed, that's where your spirit is. If you feel up high and electrified and on fire, that's where your spirit is. Now, how are you going to use that?
I got a question about what you just said. As far as all these things that we just said and what you just shared about the spirit, how does that pertain to martial arts training?
How does the spirit pertain to martial arts training?
Mm-hmm.
The training is so important because that's where you build your spirit. That is where you build emotion and get used to what it's like. So one thing I love about teaching kids that don't understand their emotions at all is teaching them how to understand their emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the easiest ways is how I learned it, which is through Toshindo. And this is so many other places, so many kung fu, other arts.
Oh yeah, I mean,
It's the elements.
the Airbender, with
The Avatar. Yeah, Avatar. The
Korra.
Legend of Korra. Yeah, exactly. We're on the same page. Avatar, the Legend of Korra. The way that they teach and the kids, which is why these shows resonate so deeply, is we all understand earth, water, fire, wind. We can all understand and learn from that place. Like I'll tell, I mean, it's in our everyday phrase. Oh, don't burn a bridge that you can't. What is that? What's that phrase? I can't say it. All right, what's that phrase?
Gonna have to
Don't
Google
burn a
that
bridge. A breath of fresh air. Right?
Oh, forget it.
Yeah, just forget it. Yeah, a breath of fresh air. Right? You're stubborn
Don't burn
as
a
a
bridge.
rock.
Stubborn as a rock. You know what else I'm thinking?
What else?
Of Captain Planet.
Literally.
Hero. Earth, wind, fire, heart. Heart is heart. Heart is the love that we talk about to use your spirit to spread love. So thank you, Captain Planet, for teaching all us 90s babies that very important lesson of heart.
No, this is a great show. Like we need more wholesome shows like that. You got superheroes that just do good thing for the planet.
What?
That's when they go down.
Don't even want to kill nobody. They're not trying to, and that's what martial arts is about. Is about self-preservation, but then preservation of other people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's also about the preservation of your spirit, which is why we're talking about this. And what I asked you earlier about how does spirit pertain to martial arts? Yes, it is a way to build your spirit up. Now, how is it a way?
So we talked about the light and the dark. Here's one thing in martial arts where you practice having your light and your dark moments, and that's not always being the one that's attacking, not always being the one that's defending, but you have to be able to do both. So there's this concept in martial arts that I love. It comes from Japanese martial arts, but it applies to all martial arts because you see this happening in each of them. So that is the concept of tori and uke. So a tori is to give, someone who is giving something. A uke is to receive something. So the way that happens in martial arts is that somebody is the aggressor, and the aggressor who receives the technique is the uke. Normally people say that's the ragdoll, that's the dummy, but really, to me, that's one of the greatest ways to learn because you can learn what the pain feels like as the tori does their technique towards you. But the uke, it's good to practice receiving and trying to be the aggressor because those are like the angry emotions. Those are the frustrated. Those are the I'm trying to overtake somebody. What you need to know what that feels like inside of you, you got to be able to explore it. So you asked earlier, how does martial arts help with that? It helps to explore safely those emotions. It helps explore
that spirit.
Losing. It helps you explore when you're the tori to win. So you have to be on both sides. You have to be able to receive and give.
So knowing your spirit to be able to handle when the emotion goes like this. Just like he was saying, just like what they talk about all the time, flow. Flow. They talk about that in martial arts. We talk about it in martial arts because flow. Like we'll show some of the Hapkido techniques. I'm the uke, you're the tori, and we're flowing. I'm learning how to actually, yes, he's doing the technique on me, But what I'm doing is learning how does it feel if this was to happen, and if this was to happen, how could I counter it?
How can I save myself?
And what he's learning is, what if I have to do this on somebody and not break their bones, but just put them into a position where I can control.
What if this is my child who is acting irate and I don't want to break them, but I have to get them off of somebody or off of something?
So whenever you're the toy and you're the aggressor, you still have to practice control, because we like our faces, so we don't really punch at each other. I mean, we aim right there, but it's not so fast where we can't react. Now we trust each other.
Yeah, what that also is control. And I'd like to say this all the time. If I actually did this technique on you, you wouldn't be training tomorrow.
Right. Or the next second.
Yeah, the next second. How else are we gonna replicate it? You do it one. No, do it
right.
Like
if we were
sure?
stick training and it like if we were training with knives, forget sticks, and we were like, all right, we're gonna go all out this session.
I'm gonna be like, you're ridiculous.
Ain't no more training. Somebody's gonna die. Somebody's gonna get hurt. Like, it's stupid. And so knowing your spirit to control it, to not get out of control. There's an instance you had.
Oh,
I'll let you talk about it. I didn't even tell him. He said, oh, and he knew what it was. I ain't even tell him what it was. Go ahead, tell him.
Oh no, I don't really talk about this moment a lot, but here we go. Let's talk about it. It's nothing too bad, but I remember I was training with somebody who wanted to train to be a fighter. And I was like, okay.
We're not fighters.
We're not fighters. I let everybody know that up front. I'm not a fighter. But I will still help you train and improve and get better for what I know. And if I don't know, I'll let you know. Mm-hmm. And probably help you find people, like put you on the path that you need to be put on. So this guy, he was like, yeah, I'm have a fight coming up soon and I want to get ready for it. It was one of the small amateur fight. I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'll help you out. I don't do this a lot, so I'll just go help him out. So we get to what I like to ask people when starting to train. This is me personally. I like to ask, so why do you want to fight? Like, why is it that you want to do whatever you want to do? Because if I know your why, I know the purpose and the reason why you're doing something, and it's easier to mold whatever we're doing towards your purpose. It doesn't make sense. That's always a good beacon. If you don't know anybody, ask them why. Why are you doing that? Mm-hmm. Ask yourself, why am I doing this?
Why? And I'll go back to the why question. Just finish the story.
Yeah, so going back to that, I asked him, why do you want to fight? And he said, I want to fight so that when people see me in movies, they know that I'm legit. They know. I was like, that doesn't make sense. You know, I'm not a fighter, and I've done things on TV shows and movies, and I haven't fought a single day in my life. And you also
fought in the ring. Like,
fought in the ring, yeah.
Like sparring and tournaments and stuff. But as far as like,
we done tournaments when we were younger.
When we were younger, yeah. But not like fighting as an adult. We didn't.
No, because we already knew like that's not conducive with the path that we actually want to go on.
Mm-hmm. I need my legs. I need my arms.
And also, when he said that, I knew that something was off. Because he told me his intention. His intention was to get into movies. And it's like, you know that actors have stunt doubles?
Did you tell him this?
I told him this afterwards. Like, actors have stunt doubles. Like,
again,
oh no, I told him up front. I was like, you know, you don't have to do any of that to get started in movies. Like, I just, like, if you want to do that, why don't you go towards that?
Why don't we, I mean.
He's driving his car all the way somewhere else to try to get to here.
Instead of.
And the path he's taking is to be a fighter, to show that he's legit, to show that's dangerous. No, just
did he ask you?
See, question. The one thing I learned in martial arts: if you want to maximize something, be efficient. That's not efficient. Going all the way around, become a fighter, so I can be.
Unless it's traffic there,
and also he wasn't
likely
the best fighter.
In your mind, ain't no traffic,
and he wasn't the best fighter. What he got was emotional. Because I was being nice, light, we're training, start off pad work so I can see his emotions, see where he's at. And I'm like, okay, he's hitting harder than he needs to, we're doing pads, but it is what it is. All right, now let's start doing a little light sparring, moving around. And of course, like, I knew what I was doing, he didn't like it, and he started getting upset. In fact, it was at the very end, I was like, all right, you done? We got done doing some sparring 3 rounds. He got upset.
And what happened when he got upset with his spirit? What happened with his spirit into his body?
oh, you could feel it like just brewing up. And at that point, I just stopped training him because I knew he's not here.
Did he try to like kick you in the head or?
Oh yeah, he did.
He tried to kick you and punch you in the face.
Of course he did.
And you know what? I think because he also did that because he seen you on TV and seen our videos and other stuff, and is testing. I can fight that dude. I can whoop him like he ain't legit.
Yeah, here's the other thing too. That energy that I can fight that dude. I can take him. He's legit. He brought that energy thinking that it's a video game. Like he thought if I just take this martial artist out, I'm ready for my fight.
And I'm gonna be on TV. I'm gonna take his spot. I'm gonna take his.
Where is this coming from?
I don't know, but it's
because
just
I think there's enough cake for everybody.
right. There's food, cake, appetizers.
We're all trying to get the cake. Why are we making it so hard for each other? All right, that's
Right.
another. That's a whole other podcast. But he wanted to do an extra round of sparring. Like, all right, I got one song that we just sparred this song. We'll be done. I was like, all right, cool. Like, and I could have messed him up.
Wait,
but I
did
was
he hit
using-
you at all?
He hit me a few. You're gonna get hit when you do fights, but like, it wasn't anything to mess me up.
Mm-hmm.
And like I could have hit him harder than I did, but all of our control, all of that, I used that so I didn't hurt him. But I let him know I'm serious. I'm not just. And he was just surprised.
What did he say at the end of all this? So he comes with.
Oh
this,
wait, hold on. I'm not even done. Let me
I'm
finish
sorry.
the story. So he wants to do the last 2 minutes of sparring to this Tekken song. Like,
Get out of here!
straight up video game style. I'm like, this dude, wow. So we do the sparring, like, and clearly, like, you know who the better one is in this point. Not saying I'm the best fighter, but like, he wasn't made to be a fighter. He thought he was. Know your purpose. His purpose was not to do that. He got upset at the end. Right when the song ended, what he tried to do is throw this heavy, hard hook to my head.
What's wrong with him? His spirit wasn't in the right place to be in that training session.
No, that's why.
He could have got more out of it if he paid attention. Because if you're having this goal of like, I'm gonna knock this actor out, who also does all this cool stuff on his videos and does weapons, and yeah, he might look like he can do something, but I'm about to test it.
And he was taller than me.
And he dipped his toes in the wrong water.
he
What is
did
that
that.
like?
Oh yeah, what he said after the fight was, man, yeah, you definitely won that fight. I was surprised. You're 20 pounds heavier than me, but you move that fast.
Hey,
And he was like, we're gonna have to do it again, but I already knew in my head it wasn't gonna happen
No.
because of where his spirit was. It was so upsetting that one of my coworkers that was there seeing it, she was getting upset. Like, why is he swinging at his head like that?
and you know what? It's just if you see this, if you know who you are, we're not saying all this to just trash you. It's to let you know, like you can maximize your training if you take your mind and control your spirit and your emotions, fuel your mind, so that you know I'm coming here to learn something.
He just wanted to.
That hit, that boom, and you say that would have been a hit to the face, or boom, even the tap to wherever, that's a hit. You know, in all those moments, he could ask, well, what can I do? Was he just trying to figure it out himself?
No,
and
he
try
wasn't
get
trying
you
to
back?
figure it out. He was trying to test and see if he could beat me up.
See,
That's what it was.
and that's not how you maximize.
And that's how he
training.
thought he was going to prepare for the fight. If I take as many martial artists out of, he also grew. Remember in our first podcast we talked about how our dad would have fights in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
He grew up doing fights like that too, but
Mhm.
they clearly did it in a way where it was damaging to him.
Right.
And
Brain
he said
damage.
that,
Real
yeah,
brain
like
damage.
real brain. That's why I don't recommend that. Like just going in and saying, "Oh, you'll figure it out." Just throw yourselves to the wolves and get
No.
messed up. You could really get some,
Whether that be
serious
boxing,
dangers.
kickboxing, Muay Thai, any Taekwondo, like, and you're really trying to spar and fight and do those things, like, get some real training first, please.
One
Like,
thing I can say
seriously.
that street fighting won't get you that you can't get from a school is the spirit of a
Ooh.
Street Fighter.
You know what? Since you said that, and we went from going in the ring to the street. First person I thought about, Diallo Frazier, who trains 52 blocks. He teaches 52 blocks, and if you haven't, we'll throw a picture of his book on the screen, and he really talks about the experience on the street, really fighting each people and people coming at him and people breaking it, and the spirit that you have to have to really keep control under huge, immense stress, fear,
Chaos.
anxiety, chaos, from the streets to prison to all the great things he's doing now.
I'm glad I haven't had to experience a lot of that.
Thank you, God.
I hope I don't have to, but
yes, don't
I
look
really
forward to
respect and appreciate people that are able to go through that and come out with strong spirits.
So Diallo Frazier, 52 blocks. Check it out, because he answers a lot of questions about the spirit. And the question that we have here, why do we want to know how to use the spirit?
So why do people come to martial arts? Why would somebody start a martial arts class? What kind of spirit are they looking for?
I don't know. You tell me.
Normally it's confidence.
Self-discipline.
Self-discipline. Now, I would say that people really they want self-discipline.
They want self-discipline, but don't want to do the work.
The self-discipline, there's no way you can say discipline without having work with it.
Right.
So yeah, so self-discipline. Another one is, which we don't say a lot, but it's that spirit of a black belt. That's what people look for. But you've seen that in movies.
Yes.
Like when you see a black belt, right? You see them all like this, and
it's like knights with chivalry, and it's also like samurais with their code.
exactly. That's exactly what it's.
That's
like.
the discipline. Just like how the discipline that the number one fighters have. How much training and how much intensity and how much intention that they put behind not just their physical body or their mental state of being, but that spirit, that dog.
You see it in
or
sports too. Sports is one thing I love
intense.
about sport. Okay, we grew up in Alabama, where
wait, before you go on, I got this cool mask
Thank you, Dad.
gift from our dad. It's Bama Roll Tide. I'm gonna wear it while you talk.
Yeah, go ahead, roll. So when we grew up in Alabama, we still kept doing martial arts, and Alabama is big on sports. Alabama football. I mean, that's where we went to school. So there was not a lot of people doing martial arts, doing what we do, but there was a lot of sports. Now, sports also can hit the spirit.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, look how many fans of sports there are.
I know, right? People admire those who strive really hard and work hard towards their entertainment.
Why do you think I'm wearing this Alabama mask right now?
Yeah, but it's also like they strive, they want to work that hard and have that self-discipline, that dedication to be able to drive forward, to be able to run fast, to be able to do all that.
Shoot, I was listening to Eric Thomas this morning before we were recording the Secret to Success podcast they had, and on his page, not the podcast, on the page, they had a video where he was talking to some college football players.
I think
he was just talking about how I'm not trying to teach you how to be better, just how to have more grit and more energy than the other team.
That's a spirit.
That's the spirit of martial artists. So like taking that energy, not just from the physical realm of fighting, but into the realm of the career too, into the realm of knowledge, into the realm of learning, into any realm that you go into.
How do you get into those realms? How do you take your vehicle into those different realms? That's driven by your emotions.
I think that was a great way to end it. Just know your spirit. Again, this is Martial Art Mindset. You can find us on Spotify, Google Podcast, some other ones.
At the Blasian Twins.
At the Blasian Twins. We're also on Facebook and YouTube.
So those of you on Facebook, or if you're listening to the audio, there's 2 different ways that you can see the visuals.
Visuals.
That's on our Facebook page.
You don't have no excuse not to be able to watch this because this is completely free content we're making. So
exactly.
we would just love your support. So you have no excuse not to get this free content. All right. So anything else you got to say?
No, I'm ready to bounce up, get out of here.
Thank y'all. That has been Know Your Spirit, session 5 of Martial Art Mindset. My name is Calvin.
And my name is Kevin.
And we are the Blasian Twins.